Welcome to the Coachzing Show, helping you work less, earn more, and reach more people through creative content marketing. Join the Coach Zingers community, where the world's best coaches, therapists, authors, and speakers come together to discover the latest trends, forge powerful joint ventures, and grow their business together. Go to coachzing.com/community to join. And now, here's your host, Doug Foresta.
Hello, welcome back to the Coachzing Show. This is your host, Doug Foresta. This is a show where we help you, coaches, therapists, speakers, and authors to work less, earn more, and help more people through creative content marketing. My guest today is Emma Melhuish, and we're going to talk about Facebook ads. And I have a secret theory that the internet was created by cats to spread the word about them, but that's just my theory. But you're going to learn some really good stuff today about Facebook ads and Facebook ad marketing. So I'm looking forward to that. Say a little bit about Emma and bring her right on. First, I want to remind you, as always, that if you'd like a transcript of the show, go ahead and visit coachzing.com/community. That's coachzing.com/community. So yes, my guest today is Emma Melhuish. She's a published author and founder of Emma Melhuish Limited and the Wellness Business Solutions. Emma specializes in online lead generation, in particular Facebook marketing, and provides expert marketing knowledge, motivation, and direction to increase your bottom line. She helps you benefit from real life experiences and examples and realize achievable opportunities within your existing business, and to take away strategies and proven processes which are easy to take action and will guarantee you more customers in 7 days or less, as well as doubling your conversion rates by understanding what your customers really want. And you can learn more about Emma at emmamelhuish.com. That's Emma, E-M-M-A. Melhuish is MELHUISH.com. Obviously, put that link on the show page, as well as we're going to give you a link later in the show as well to go to, which is Facebook Ads Mastery, facebookadsmastery.co.uk. And I'll mention that again later in the show. Emma Melhuish, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, thanks, Doug. Nice
Thank
to
you.
be here
Thanks.
on the other side of the world.
Thanks for traveling across the across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
I'd love to start with, I know people are really interested in this topic, and there's been so many changes in Facebook. It seems like they're constantly changing. I'm wondering if you could say a little bit, first of all, about maybe the best place to start would be to ask you, I know that there are people who try to do Facebook ads all the time. What do you see as the biggest mistake that people make when they start getting out there and using Facebook ads?
It's a really good question, Doug. The biggest mistake by far that I'm seeing is people are looking at Facebook ads in isolation to their marketing. So rather than approaching it from an actual looking at Facebook marketing as a platform as a whole, they just tactically think, right, I need some leads, I'm going to put up an ad. And then what they've not realized is actually the ad is such a small part of the puzzle. And if you don't have your landing page, which is the page where people can give over the details, and your email follow-up sequence right, then you are just losing money. So I think that it goes with all marketing really, but a lot of the time it's very tactical rather than strategic. And as you rightly mentioned, Facebook is changing at the moment, and they've just announced another big change to the algorithm coming up in January, which is going to affect organic reach even more. But if you actually have your marketing plan set in place, then it doesn't hugely matter what actually they do with the ads and changes it. You just need to make the small tweaks according to the actual structure of the dashboard, rather than actually looking at having to change your whole approach. It's just learning what Facebook have done to Power Editor or Ads Manager that you might need to take into consideration.
So that's a very good point too, the difference between, like you said, tactics versus strategy, right? A lot of times people are looking for, they're just looking for the next tactic, right? The next trick, but not looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's always seems to be, and it's something one of my mentors once taught me, was what you really want to create with your marketing and is a customer tap. So when you need leads and you can turn it on, and when you've got enough of that time is you can turn it off. And you need to sort of be able to be reliably know that, for example, with your Facebook ads, that when you switch on an ad, you're roughly going to get in this many leads, and then how many you convert on the other end. So, Facebook ads is a different platform to Google. They're not looking for you, you're looking for them. So it's a whole different approach to what you'd get with Google AdWords, where they are physically going in looking for you. So the way you have to approach it with with how you write your ads and the images is very, very different. And then you need to sort of be working at this as an actual strategy. So when you put up as a tactic and it screams out promotion, Facebook don't like it. And even whether you're paying for your ads, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will get very good reach with those particular types of ads.
So what do you like best about what do you think when done right? I mean, what can Facebook ads do for, coach, therapist, the speaker, author, entrepreneur? What is it that you like about Facebook ads?
I love the versatility of it. There is so many options you can do with Facebook ads. So yes, you don't necessarily have to be going out there to look for leads. You could use Facebook ads as a list building exercise. So say, for example, you're giving away a strong lead magnet, which might be an ebook or a video series or something like that, just to build almost your tribe. And I think with the online world and all the noise that's happening, it's so important to have that tribe. So that's one of the things I love Facebook for. The other reason is, yes, people moan about the fact organic reach is down, but by paying a small amount of money, if you have an important post you've put up, you can use a small amount of money to reach all of your fans that are already on your page. You can also use Facebook ads for getting surveys, getting information out of people for what you need to help you build your business in a way that your customers actually want. So rather than trying to decide for them, you've got the opportunity to go out there and ask them. And it's, the Facebook is incredible, and the data they have in the audience insights and from what people actually put on their pages is unlike any other social media platform out there. So if you want somewhere that you can find out everything about your target market, it's a really good place to start.
So yeah, that's a really good point, that there's just so many different things you can do with Facebook ads. I'm really curious if you have a particular ad or campaign that sticks out of your mind as having been really effective, either for yourself or for a client.
Yeah, one of the ones that has worked really well, and this is, I tend to have a sort of 8-step process I follow with any Facebook ad I do, and any, for whether it's myself or my client, and this is something I do day in, day out with my business, is making sure that you have something of value to give away to your target market. So as I mentioned earlier, it's not like Google AdWords. They're not looking for you. You're looking for them. So you've got to almost pattern interrupt their day and their newsfeed and give them something of value that they're going to actually think, well, actually, I want to get hold of that. An example I give is a client of ours that's in the, and I say ours for the Wellness Business Solution, which I run with a business partner, is she's in the health and fitness industry and has a very good guide for weight training for a bikini body that sells very well anyway. So what she decided to do in order for exchange for email addresses is actually to give that book away. So the value of that book was actually $39. So what she was giving away on Facebook was technically a book for $39, and if you went onto Amazon or onto her website, it sold there for that amount. And I think a lot of people need to really think about giving away something that is of really high value to actually get those people's details. And then what we like to do with that is have something that once they've opted in to get the freebie is on the page, which would sometimes be known as the thank you pages, to offer something called a tripwire, which is where you get the opportunity to recuperate some of your money. So you've just given them something for free. And then on the thank you page, you need to have something that's congruent to your offer. That might be something of, I'd say, no more than $9, or if you're in the UK, £9. So it's almost like a no-brainer offer, and that helps you recuperate some of your ad spend money. It's very much a Ryan Dice marketing sort of, I suppose he calls it the boomerang effect of something he puts out there, and it does work really well. And then the other thing that is where sometimes people stop is you've got that then opportunity of, once you've got those email addresses, is actually emailing your people. And it's amazing how many people get the email addresses and don't do anything with them. So that's a really good point, and that's really crazy, because you talk about the importance of building your list, but there's no point in just building your list to gather names. Yeah, I mean, I've had clients sort of say, "Oh, this face we've had, they'll have 2,000. We've recently built a sort of 2,000 person strong list." And I was like, well, that's, what we're going to do with that now is we're going to sell to them. Whereas on Facebook, all we were doing initially was giving them stuff. So now we're building that relationship through them by giving them lots of content and lots of value. through showing them our blogs, sending them to podcasts, all of that free information. So then when we do put a promotion out there, they're much more likely to buy because they already know, like, and trust you and know that you've already given them huge amounts of value for free. So I keep sort of going back to the fact, Doug, that it really does only really make a small part of the puzzle, and you can do so much more if you actually plan the marketing around it.
So, right. So just when people just really focus on Facebook ads and how do I get my Facebook ad, they're really missing the bigger point of...
I just get constantly asked, like, oh, why hasn't my Facebook ad got approved? Or what does this mean from Facebook? And I'm thinking, well, if you look at the bigger picture and you look at what you look at on Facebook, and it's a really big tip that I learned from one of my mentors was start looking at Facebook in a different way. Start looking at it from your client's eyes. So when you're looking at your newsfeed, see what actually interrupts your pattern and makes you want to give over your details, especially if you're looking at the pages in your industry or someone that is top of their game in your industry. See what they're doing. Success does leave clues, and if you follow the people that are doing really well on Facebook, you'll soon see what they're up to. I take screenshots all the time of Facebook ads to get ideas and inspirations. I look at their landing pages and look at what they're doing and use that then as a sort of framework to build mine on.
So one of the things that I'm curious about too is I know you said that that the offer, right, that should be something that really pattern interrupts. So for example, like you said, an ebook that has a high value. I know one thing I'm seeing a lot these days is, for example, like webinars. Is that also an effective?
From my experience, webinars is still the easiest and the most easiest way to get decent sign-ups, and also because what you're giving away is sort of free, an hour of your time for free, which is definitely worth the value. And even if you are giving it away for free, I think you should always tell the person what they're getting for free, so it is worth X amount, so they understand that. But it gives you a really good opportunity to position yourself as the expert because they are coming onto your training, and also you can get that out to not just your locality, worldwide, wherever you want to take it. And I still think webinars is definitely my preferred method. Ebooks are great, but I really hate the word ebook now because it's so overused. So I'm always trying to find better ways of saying things like ebook or newsletter, because the world and its mother's using it. So again, that doesn't cause a pattern interrupt anymore. They're so used to seeing it.
No, and now the funny thing is, if anything, if somebody, I feel like we're getting to a place where if somebody tried to charge me for their ebook, I feel like, oh, why do I have to pay for that?
I don't pay for ebooks anymore.
Right. Ebooks are free. We always get them for free, right? It's like, yeah, like free ebook doesn't make you stop and go, oh my God, I found a free ebook online.
Yeah, definitely. And the other thing that's, and they're already predicting it and saying is the other thing that's going to be huge in Facebook ads in 2015 is the video ad, which is so simple to do. We've all got smartphones today. We can take videos in seconds now, and they are shown to have much more reach. And, the power of them is so much stronger. One of the clients I was speaking to today, even on the old Boost post, which I normally tell people to only use to kind of test the water, over a 3-day period, if they are going to do it. He put up a video post and, again, was in the health and fitness industry, personal trainer. And I literally was gobsmacked at the number of views he'd had since in 24 hours. It was something like 636 views of this video just from doing a Boost post. So, I don't openly encourage Boost posts apart from for a test. But for me, it's now said, right, okay, this is what we need to do in Paradiso and create a proper advert from it.
So it sounds pretty clear that I know a lot of people are saying, oh, Facebook doesn't work anymore. But clearly, like what you're saying is that's not the case if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of smiling as I say this, Doug, is I do hear that all the time. And I sit there thinking, well, if it's not working, why are all these people still using it?
Right.
So and I know John Newman, who's one of the mentors I work with, he wrote a brilliant blog recently about everyone should quit Facebook, obviously, tongue in cheek.
I read that. That was a great,
It's hilarious. John's brilliant, and I'm in his mastermind, and he just goes on rants every now and again. And he's saying this exactly the same thing, that, yeah, of course people are going to say it's not working. If you're trying to use tactics that Facebook don't like, and, they're very much anti people pointing the finger. So if I give an example of the weight loss industry, if their ads are saying, do you need to lose weight and are you overweight? That's very much pointing the finger at someone, it's making them feel unhappy, and then people are leaving Facebook. Obviously, Facebook as a business don't want that to happen. So it's all about using the right language in the ads and basically abiding by Facebook. The biggest piece of advice I could give to anyone is don't try and game Facebook, because believe me, they are a million steps ahead of you.
Yeah, there's that saying in the casino, the house always wins.
Yeah.
And they are the house.
Yeah. I get someone to come to me saying they've said this about my ads, and I said, well, sometimes they are wrong, and I know that they've disapproved people's ads and they put them back up because they've admitted their mistake. But ultimately, they're a third-party piece of software, and they still rule. You don't own them; they own you. So, and that's why I would always say Facebook marketing should form part of a much bigger picture, and you should never just rely on one source for your leads. It's very dangerous if you get 90% of your leads from Facebook and Facebook decides to shut your ad account down. Your leads have gone down overnight.
So that's a very good point, that you need to have multiple sources of lead generation.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like, obviously Facebook forms a huge part of my business, but I absolutely go out of my way to play the rules. And if they change their algorithms or change what they're saying you can and can't put in the post, I just go with it. I just find it much easier than to put up a massive rant about, oh my God, Facebook's done this again, because ultimately they're a business. So they, like we all do, will change according to what they need to make sure that they are keeping their customers happy. And what they will always say is their ultimate goal is for the end user to be happy with Facebook and stay on there as long as possible.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so it sounds like, so if somebody has never, and this, I know that you have we'll talk about this in a moment. I know you have a training program for this, but if someone's, I don't know anything about Facebook ads, I've never done this before, where would you suggest that people start?
The first thing people need to make sure they've got is a business page. So obviously, most people will have signed up to Facebook initially with their personal profile. Just a word of warning, if people have got that kind of, if I had Emma Sunshine Melhuish in my name, where I'd put that little middle name in, Facebook are cracking down on that. So it's well worth taking that out, because unless you can prove that your middle name is Sunshine with a passport, they are shutting down those accounts where people are trying to use their personal pages for business. So you should always have a business page, because you want to be running your ads underneath your business. Then almost before you even get started with ads, is I'm always looking at making sure that business page is optimized. So you've filled in all the details of it. You've got a good cover photo. You've got your tabs. So you've got links out to your website so people can find out information about you. And then one of the things you need to first of all do is look to build genuine likes. And the reason I make a big emphasis on the word genuine is because back in the day when Facebook business pages started going, most people were buying likes, and I'll hold my hand up to say, before I had a clue what I was doing, I remember buying 1,000 likes off someone and thinking, this is brilliant, it looks, my page look great. But in reality, they were all in India and were not my target market and couldn't have given a damn about my business. So, one of the other things people do is they get a business page and they invite their cat, their aunts, their uncles, their cats to like the page. And generally, then when you try and advertise to these people, strange enough, they haven't got any interest in your product. So it's worth spending the time building fans that actually like your product. And there's always that argument now of, are likes worth anything? And it's one of the topics, and yes and no. Yeah, but if you build your fans properly, then you get the opportunity to advertise to them on your Facebook page. I absolutely guarantee that your cost per conversion will be a lot cheaper. So initially you want to look to get that 100 likes, because once you've got 100 likes, you can open up all of the lookalike audiences and custom audiences. I always make sure people put what's called the Facebook remarketing code on their website. So and that is obviously assuming they have a website, just so you can start building an audience of people that have looked at your website, because these people are going to be much more likely again to buy from you. If people have email addresses, get them uploaded to Facebook Ads Manager as well. And then I use Power Editor for everything, but I do still like to teach people how to use Facebook Ads Manager, because some people find that a lot easier, and you can still get effective ads up on there. So it's teaching, sort of learning how to do it. There's so much training out there that's absolutely awesome on how to do it. But the key thing that I like to do is, it can get so complicated, and people say you've got to split test this, you've got to split test that. Easiest thing to do is start with 2 images that you think will resonate with your audience, and just test the images. Use exactly the same ad copy and look at 2 different images. Try and steer away from the obvious stock images because they cause a pattern interrupt, but for the wrong reason, of people going, that's a blatant ad. And what you're trying to do now with Facebook is you're trying to blend in, and the pattern interrupt is supposed to be because the person thinks, oh my God, I must have that. That's an irresistible offer.
So I know that you have, speaking of training programs, I know you have a training program called Facebook Ads Mastery, which I mentioned briefly at the beginning. Can you just say a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. What I've tried to do with that is, because I kept having a lot of people coming and asking the same questions, is I wanted to basically put together a sort of all-encompassing program. So actually, it talks about the 8 steps that I follow with myself and my clients, and each week we go over each particular step. So we look at optimizing your Facebook page, making sure that you understand what landing pages are and having an email marketing system in place, adding the relevant Facebook code to your website, and then walking you through setting up the ads step by step. And then looking a little bit deeper towards the end in how to really sort of optimize your ads with Power Editor, which is the kind of what they say is the big brother of Facebook Ads Manager. And it's where all of the, I suppose, the internet marketers and big marketers sit. And the reason people should use Power Editor is because it gets all the functionalities first. And there's a lot more you can do with it. So, and also I really like to teach people about, not just about the Facebook ads, because I've said this from the beginning, but looking at the email marketing follow-up sequence. So how many emails are key for when you've put out promotion on Facebook, what you should have as a copy on the landing page, and all of the bits that surround the ads, so that to make sure, again, that when Facebook does throw out the we've changed this, it doesn't actually matter.
Well, and again, how if people want to get that Facebook Ads Mastery program, that's facebookadsmastery.co.uk, correct?
Yeah, but it's FB rather than so. It's
right. Thank you. FB Ads Mastery. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. fbadsmastery.co.uk, and we'll put that link on the show page. Thank you for pointing that out.
No worries. It did make me laugh the other day because John Newman's just released his programs and it's called the same thing, and I was like, "Have you nicked my idea, John?" I was like, "I've had this up for a while."
You're like, I was there first.
Yeah, it's cool.
Too funny.
I just made a joke to him in his mastermind the other day. He was like, "Oh, shut up."
I love it. Well, I really appreciate it. Again, my guest today is Emma Melhuish, and I really appreciate you coming on, sharing your words of wisdom with us, and enlightening us about Facebook ads. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Absolute pleasure, Doug. Any questions people have, I've got a blog that's, every week I write a blog about what's going on with Facebook. So it's, lots of stuff. If you ever want to get those sent to you each week on my email list, you can just sign up on my website for that. So, and I don't sell in my emails. I just give people information. I think I make a mistake.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you again. Absolute pleasure.
Brilliant. Thank you ever so much, Doug.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for joining me. Remember, we'll be back Monday through Friday with more great guests helping you to work less, earn more, and help more people. Till next time, this is Doug Foresta at the Coachzing Show.
Thank you for listening to the Coachzing Show. Subscribe to us via iTunes, and please leave us a review. It helps us grow our awesome tribe. This show is brought to you by Coachzing.com's Speak to Publish book system. If your book is stuck in your head, we can help you get it out in just a dozen hours of your time. Go to Coachzing.com for more information. Have you joined the Coach Zingers community yet? You'll get exclusive access to private mastermind calls where you can get instant marketing help from industry experts. Plus, we'll help you forge deals and partnerships with other like-minded professionals. Go to Coachzing.com/community to join now.